Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Trainee cop dies suddenly during training. A trainee police constable died on Wednesday evening during fieldcraft training at the National Police College of Jamaica in Twickenham Park, St. Catherine. It is reported that the trainee cop was doing some physical activity when he collapsed. It is suspected that he died from an asthma attack. Reporters will have more information on the developing story as it becomes available. Policewoman facing corruption charges in relation to rape case granted bail. The policewoman who was charged on Monday with alleged corruption by the St. Elizabeth Police was released on bond yesterday morning when she appeared before the St. Elizabeth Parish Court. Constable Lavine Hendricks was offered bail in the sum of $300,000. She is to return to court on April 19 to answer to charges of attempting to pervert the court of justice and misconduct in a public office. The charges stem from the ongoing investigation into the incident in which a female motorist was allegedly robbed and raped by a constable in St. Elizabeth 2 weeks ago. It's reported that Constable Hendricks was the first responder on the scene in which Constable Alwyn Hill is alleged to have sexually assaulted the 26-year-old woman. Investigators allege that Constable Hendricks took steps to frustrate the probe into the matter, including offering the woman money to drop the case. Constable Hill, who is accused of assaulting the female motorist, appeared before the Home Circuit Court last week. He was remanded until June 14 for a bail hearing. Corruption prosecutor to probe Holness conflict of interest allegation. The Integrity Commission has referred a report implicating Prime Minister Andrew Holness in an alleged conflict of interest to the Director of Corruption Prosecution after it concluded that he may have influenced the awarding of millions of dollars in government contracts to the company of a business associate. The recommendation was made in the 107-page report, which contained details of an investigation into the award of government contracts to Westcon Construction Limited between 2006 and 2009. The report said the company's director, Robert Gavin, and Donovan Simpson are known to Holness for more than 20 years. Contracts were awarded through the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information when Holness served as Portfolio Minister, the Social Development Commission, SDC, and the National Works Agency, NWA. The report said 10 contracts were awarded to Westcon Construction through the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, totaling $21.8 million. 5 were reported to the Office of the Contractor General by way of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, a quarterly contract award QCA report for the period. The report said that Gavin is personally known to Holness and had been employed both in St. Andrew West Central constituency and his personal business. Gavin was also a director of the Positive Jamaica Foundation Limited, where Holness remains a director. Gavin Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark and Warren Vernon were noted as his directors as of November 1, 2016. Both Holness and Gavin were also listed as directors of the company's Sunshine Mobile Company, for which the core business activity was the provision of transportation consultancy. Gavin was also listed as a ceased director as of November 1, 2016 in the company West Central St. Andrew Trust, for which Holness was listed as a director. Both Gavin and Juliet Holness, the Member of Parliament for St. Andrew East Rural and the Prime Minister's wife, were listed as directors of the company Omega Bridge Finance, for which the core business activity recorded was investments. The Prime Minister ceased being a director in that company in September 2007 and is listed as a shareholder together with Gavin. The report said Westcon Construction Limited was recommended in a letter which was dated December 20, 2007 and authorized by Holness for the award of contract in the amount of $1,450,000 for works in St. Andrew West Central relating to the 2007 Christmas work program. The NWA awarded 34 contracts to the company, totaling $33.7 million. The report said 26 fell within the value threshold, which required the NWA to submit particulars of the contract to the then Contractor General by way of its QCA report. Only 6 were reported. 2 contracts were awarded through the SDC to Westcon totaling $370,000 and $1.4 million. Both were reported to the OCG, but there was no evidence of the SDC utilizing formal tender processes for procurement, the report said. In relation to the contract that was awarded by the SDC to Westcon Construction, Holness wrote to SDC in a letter dated September 23, 2009 and advised that Gavin was employed as a project manager on the Constituency Development Fund in St. Andrew West Central. Invoices were provided to the SDC requiring that payment be made to Gavin in care of Westcon Construction Limited. The matter concerned the potential conflict of interest which arose in relation to the recommendation which was made by the Most Honorable Andrew Holness is being referred to the Director of Corruption Prosecution for consideration with respect to breaches of the Constructor General Act, the Public Sector Procurement Regulations 2008, the Corruption Prevention Act, and or any other applicable law, the report said. Conflict of interest allegation against Holness exposes Jamaica to embarrassment.
The People's National Party is appalled by the unprecedented news that the head of government of Jamaica, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, has been referred to the Director of Corruption Prosecutions for possible charges after a multi-million-dollar corruption investigation. This referral by the Integrity Commission is based on their investigation and report to Parliament implicating Prime Minister Holness in allegations of conflicts of interest regarding tens of millions of dollars of contracts awarded to close associates of his from as far back as 2009 when he was Minister of Education. This revelation exposes our country to international embarrassment. A head of government should be beyond reproach, and it is unacceptable that he has been besmirched by accusations of this kind of impropriety. That the country's principal integrity and anti-corruption body, the Integrity Commission, has found sufficient evidence to refer our Prime Minister for potential prosecution places Jamaica in an untenable position. This devastating news is unfortunately consistent with the Prime Minister's troubling history with the Integrity Commission, including their inability to certify his 2021 statutory declaration of his assets, liabilities, and income. Furthermore, to date, Prime Minister Holness has failed to sign the Integrity Commission's Leadership Code of Conduct. I and other leaders within the People's National Party have already signed that instrument, declaring our commitment to the highest standards of governance and probity in public life. The opposition believes the implications of this Integrity Commission report to be potentially crippling for the government. The international community and multilateral agencies will have significant misgivings about dealing with a country whose head of government has the implications of this situation hanging over its head.
Mackenzie pushing mental health support for infirmaries. Residents of the country's infirmaries may soon benefit from psychological support, as there is no consideration being given to put staff in place to provide this service. In addition, visitors will once again be allowed at state-run facilities as of April 1. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development Desmond Mackenzie made both announcements while speaking at the official opening of a male ward at the St. James Infirmary in Montego Bay on Wednesday. We are now looking at the possibility to employ a psychiatric nurse aide within the system of the infirmary that will be able to deal with those cases that we're seeing spreading out. It is a serious problem because not all the persons who work within the facilities are trained to deal with mental health cases, he remarked. He spoke of less than ideal approaches he has seen utilized in the past. I remember going to an infirmary and I saw where they had to lock away one of 3 or 4 of the residents in an area by themselves because of the mental health challenges that they pose, Mackenzie stated. He also announced that as of April 1, visits will resume at the island's infirmaries. Visitors were kept away and new admissions put on hold as part of the measures to protect elderly residents from COVID-19. The local government minister is of the view that the resumption of these activities will have a positive impact on residents' mental health. New admissions resumed last July. Some of the restrictions that were put in were to stop visits from taking place. We stopped accepting new residents. We stopped allowing the residents to go out on the field trips, and it paid off, he said. Unlike some countries, Jamaica did not have to report any widespread COVID-19 outbreak at infirmaries. On Wednesday, Mackenzie revealed that in total, there have been fewer than 15 COVID-related deaths within facilities across Jamaica. Jamaica is one of the better performing countries in the world when it comes to the care and keep of the residents, he said, while also expressing regret about the lives lost. He also stressed the need for continued adherence to protocols in place to curb the spread of COVID-19. Please remember to subscribe, like,